Hello everyone, and welcome back to Miss English Channel. I'm Emily, and it's so nice to have you here today.
And I'm Paul. We're really happy you joined us. You know, weekends are special. They're that little pause button in our busy lives, a time to rest, recharge, and reconnect.
Exactly. Today's episode is all about how to talk about your weekend in English. It's something we say all the time in real life, at work, school, even when chatting with friends. But many English learners still feel shy or unsure what to say.
Right, Emily. So today we're going to make it fun and easy. We'll share real examples, useful phrases, and simple tips you can use right away.
Before we start, if you enjoy learning with us, please subscribe to Miss English Channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. It really helps us bring you more great content every week.
That's right. And we truly appreciate every message, every comment. It shows us you're part of this journey. So, Emily, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was lovely, Paul. Saturday started with a warm family lunch. My parents came over and we cooked a big pasta dish together. The kitchen was full of laughter and the smell of garlic and tomatoes. My mom even brought her famous chocolate cake. It was heavenly.
That sounds amazing. Family lunches are one of those moments that feed your heart, not just your stomach. For many people, weekends are about slowing down, reconnecting with loved ones, and simply enjoying time together.
Exactly. After lunch, we sat outside while the kids played in the garden. It was peaceful. No rush, no phone calls, just simple joy.
That's beautiful. My Saturday was a bit different. In the afternoon, I met some friends at a new coffee shop downtown. The one with those artistic cakes and soft jazz music playing in the background.
Oh, I know the one. I've been wanting to try it. How was it?
It was perfect. We stayed there for hours just talking, laughing, and catching up. Sometimes that's all you need. Good friends, a warm drink, and time to breathe.
Yes, socializing is so important. It reminds you that even when life feels busy, friendship keeps you grounded.
Exactly. And later that evening, I went to a friend's birthday party. He just turned 30, so it was a big celebration. There was music, dancing, and of course, way too much food.
Huh, that's what birthdays are for. Did you sing loudly, Paul?
I did. Maybe a little too loudly, but it was fun. Everyone was smiling, and that kind of energy just fills you with gratitude.
That's what weekends do. They remind us to live a little. My Saturday night was calmer, though. After our family lunch, I stayed home with my kids. We made popcorn, turned off the lights, and watched a movie together. The sound of their laughter was the best part of my day.
That sounds wonderful. Sometimes the quiet evenings are the ones you remember most. You don't need a big event, just connection.
Yes, and it's those little, ordinary moments that often teach us the meaning of happiness.
So, let's move to Sunday. How was your Sunday, Emily?
My Sunday morning began with something peaceful, church. It's a time when I slow down, give thanks, and reset my heart for the new week. It helps me feel calm and grateful.
That's lovely. Many people have their own Sunday rituals. Church, meditation, or just quiet reflection. It's not just about faith, it's about peace.
Exactly. After church, we had a light lunch, and later, I took my kids to the park. The sun was shining, the air was fresh, and their laughter filled the whole space. It was one of those simple, yet perfect days.
That's such a nice image. Kids running, sunlight through the trees, a calm breeze. Moments like that remind you that joy doesn't cost anything.
So true. How about you, Paul? What did you do on Sunday?
My Sunday was slower. I did some chores, laundry, cleaning, a bit of cooking, all the little things that keep life in order.
Yes, the weekend chores. Not the most fun, but necessary.
Exactly. But after finishing everything, I made a cup of coffee, sat in my backyard, and read a book. The quiet was incredible. You could hear birds singing. For a moment, everything just felt right.
That's the best feeling. It's like your soul exhales. We need more of those quiet pauses, don't we?
Yes, we do. Because balance matters. Life can be busy, but weekends help us slow down and reconnect with ourselves.
Beautifully said. So for our listeners, what does this mean for you? It means your weekend story doesn't have to be big or fancy. You just need to describe it clearly and naturally in English.
Exactly. Let's share some phrases you can use.
First, when you want to ask someone, you can say, "How was your weekend?" Or, "Did you do anything fun?"
Good. And to answer, try saying, "My weekend was great," or "It was relaxing." You can add details like, "I had lunch with my family," or "I went shopping with friends."
Yes, and remember to use the past tense when you describe what you did. I went, I had, I saw. Not I go or I have.
Let's do a quick role play. I'll ask you, Emily, how was your weekend?
It was really nice, Paul. On Saturday, I had a family lunch with my parents, and in the evening, I watched a movie with my kids.
That sounds wonderful. And what about your Sunday?
On Sunday morning, I went to church, and later I took my kids to the park. The weather was beautiful, so we stayed there for hours.
Perfect. You used past tense verbs like had, watched, went, and took. That's exactly what learners should practice.
Yes, and don't forget to add feelings and small details. They make English sound more natural.
For example, instead of I ate lunch, say, I had a delicious family lunch with my parents. That simple change adds warmth and emotion.
And that's how English becomes not just words, but stories.
I love that, Emily. When you describe life, you connect with people, and that's what real communication is all about.
Exactly. So friends, think about your last weekend. What did you do? Who did you spend time with? What made you smile?
And that's your English practice for today. Reflect, describe, and share your world.
Beautiful, Paul. Now, before we continue with some more examples and tips, let's take a deep breath and remind ourselves. Learning English isn't just about grammar. It's about expressing life, one story at a time.
Well said, Emily. And your weekend story is the perfect place to start.
All right, let's keep going, everyone. Now that you've learned some useful phrases, let's talk about how to make your weekend stories sound even more natural and interesting.
Yes. Many learners just say, I stayed home, or I went shopping. That's okay, but it doesn't paint a picture. You can make it better by adding just a few details.
Exactly. For example, instead of "I went shopping," try saying, "I went shopping with my best friend on Sunday afternoon. We found some great discounts and had fun trying on clothes." See? It's simple but more alive.
That's a great example. The secret is to use small, descriptive words like beautiful, quiet, fun, or busy. These words give energy to your story.
And remember, you don't have to speak fast or use difficult words. English isn't a race. What matters is connection, that the person listening feels your story.
Right. Let's imagine a real-life situation. You're at work on Monday morning. Your colleague smiles and says, "Hey, how was your weekend?" You can answer like this. "It was nice. I went to the park with my family. The weather was sunny and my kids loved riding their bikes."
Perfect. Simple, clear, and friendly. That's how you build small talk in English. It's how friendships start.
Exactly. These moments matter. When you share little pieces of your life, you show personality. You become more than just someone who studies grammar. You become someone who connects.
That's so true. And you can also ask questions back. After your colleague says something, try asking, "Oh, really? Did you enjoy it?" Or, "What did you do there?" This keeps the conversation going.
Yes, the key is not just talking, but listening. That's how real communication happens.
Speaking of real communication, Paul, what do you think is the most relaxing weekend activity?
I'd say reading. When I open a book with a hot cup of coffee, everything slows down. It's like the world gets quiet for a little while.
I love that. For me, it's walking in the park in the morning. Hearing the birds, feeling the wind, it clears my mind.
You see? That's the kind of story our listeners can share too. Real feelings, small moments. Even if you just say, I walked in the park, you can add, it was peaceful and I felt happy. That one word, happy, changes everything.
Yes, English is not just grammar, it's emotion. The more emotion you put in, the more natural you sound.
Exactly. Let's give a few more examples of weekend activities. Maybe our listeners will recognize some of these in their own lives.
Okay, you could say, I watched a movie at home, or I cooked a new recipe, or I met my cousin for lunch.
Or I cleaned my room. I played soccer with friends. I listened to music, or I went for a long walk.
Those are all great. And when you talk about your weekend, it's nice to mention your feelings, like it was relaxing, it was exciting, or it was busy but fun.
Exactly. Words like these make your English more expressive. It helps people imagine what your weekend felt like, not just what happened.
Let's practice one more short role play before we finish. I'll ask you, Paul, what did you do last weekend?
Well, on Saturday morning, I cleaned my house and did some laundry. Then in the evening, I went out for dinner with my friends. The restaurant was small but cozy, and the food was delicious.
That sounds great. What about Sunday?
On Sunday, I stayed home and watched the documentary about travel. It made me dream of visiting new places one day.
See how natural that sounds? You used clear sentences, past tense, and even feelings like delicious and dream. That's the secret to sounding fluent.
And the good news is, anyone can do it. You just need to practice a little bit every week. Talk to yourself, record your voice, or write your weekend diary in English.
Yes, even 5 minutes a day makes a difference. When you describe your life in English, it becomes part of your thinking.
That's the magic. You stop translating and you start feeling the language.
Exactly. So let's connect this to your real life. What does this mean for you today? It means you already have the stories. You just need to tell them in English.
Your lunch, your walk, your laughter with friends, all these are lessons waiting to be spoken. Every small moment is a chance to practice.
So, next time someone asks, "How was your weekend?" don't just say, "Good." Try adding more. Tell them what made it good, who you spent it with, and how it made you feel.
And if you make a mistake, that's okay. Every mistake is proof that you're learning.
That's right. Confidence grows when you keep speaking, not when you stay silent.
Beautifully said. So let's review a few quick reminders before we wrap up today's episode.
1. Keep your sentences simple and clear. 2. Use the past tense for weekend stories. 3. Add small details and feelings. 4. Listen and ask questions in return. And 5. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Exactly. These 5 steps can make your English conversations smoother and more confident.
And now, let's look ahead. Paul, do you have any plans for next weekend?
Yes, I'm planning to visit a museum and maybe cook something new for dinner. I love experimenting in the kitchen.
That sounds fun. I think I'll take my kids to a local fair. Maybe we'll try some street food and watch the fireworks in the evening.
That sounds perfect, Emily. It's nice to have something to look forward to.
Absolutely. And to everyone listening, thank you for spending your time with us today. We hope this episode helps you feel more confident talking about your weekends in English.
Don't forget to subscribe to Miss English Channel, share this episode, and leave a comment below telling us about your weekend.
Yes, tell us what you did, something fun, relaxing, or even simple. We'd love to read your stories.
Your story might even inspire someone else to keep learning and speaking English with courage.
That's true. Every voice matters, so keep practicing, stay curious, and never stop learning.
We'll see you next time on Miss English Channel. Until then, have a wonderful week full of joy, peace, and great English practice.
Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye!